Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, I'm ScrapMan, bringing you another episode of Scrap Mechanic, and today we're going to be playing with fire. Now, don't do this at home, kids. Do it in Scrap Mechanic, because we now have fire in Scrap Mechanic, as many of you were probably made aware by this week's Multiplayer Monday with me and Khan. We did the Fire Olympics. If you didn't catch that video, you're definitely gonna want to catch that video. But yeah, so the Modpack Beta has two different types of flamethrowers that actually light flammable materials on fire. So I'll show you the, I should not have built this out of wood, first of all. But yeah, wood is flammable. So you're probably wondering why that's behind me here, but we'll get to that in a second. So wood is flammable. So if I just hook it up to this flamethrower here, you can see we just light this on fire, and it lights on fire. The fire spreads, and after a couple of seconds or so, after a couple more seconds or so, that happens. So it actually it's like a mini explosion. But I figured that it would be fun to just play with it and have fun with it. And oh, there goes the black pearl. But ignoring the black pearl, let's hook it into the large one, and you can see the difference. Actually, well, here's the small one, just for reference. Looks like that. And actually, let's just get this out of the way. And then the large one looks like that. So it's definitely a huge difference, especially in the range. So the idea that I had is I kind of thought it would be cool if we created a hovercraft, or rather just a flying vehicle that looks like it uses flamethrowers to fly. I figured that'd be really fun. So then, like, rather than just thrusters shooting out underneath, there's actually fire shooting out underneath. And then I figured the cool thing to do with that is to fly over things and lighting them on fire. So now I was thinking I need something very large and made of wood. And I was trying to think of what I have in my blueprints that is large and made of wood. And the first thing I thought of was the pirate ship. And this is the one by Powell-Jur PL that was made for the Flooded World, actually. And this thing is made almost entirely out of wood. So I figured that there will be a lot of opportunity to see how much we can destroy this thing with a flying, flame-throwing hovercraft or something like that. So I'm using the mod pack and the Modpack Beta. I'm going to be using the mini thrusters so that they don't take up too much space, because basically each thruster is going to be coupled with a flamethrower in order to create the illusion that the flames are actually what's flying us. The only unfortunate thing about it is that even the mini thruster has a pretty large flame. So I was hoping to use the small flamethrower to cover up that flame. But as you can see, they're similar sizes, but I guess but then look how big the large flamethrower is in comparison. So I feel like the large flamethrower is going to be a lot more difficult to hide. Oh, I'm on fire. I forgot that my character can catch on fire. It's an awesome feature though, by the way. So should we use the large ones? Maybe we should just use the large ones. I think we can figure out how to use the large ones. All right, so now we have the task of building ourselves a fully functional hovercraft. We're going to have pitch, roll, yaw, the ability to get off the ground, obviously. So it's going to require a lot of thrusters, and if we're going to be using the big flamethrowers, there's going to be a lot of space that gets taken up by those. So I'm going to have to figure out, and I have to make it not out of wood, otherwise we're going to catch ourselves on fire. So this might be a process of figuring out how to build this, but let's get to it. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have, I think, the final product here, and I call it the Fireflyer because it flies with fire, kind of. Well, it flies with thrusters, but it also uses fire. So you may notice that the black pearl is gone, and there's some debris here because as I was testing it, I accidentally lit the black pearl on fire, and I realized that when we do this with the black pearl, it's likely gonna eventually crash the game because of how many things are gonna catch fire, because it started lagging a little bit. So I think it's probably gonna be a good idea to work our way up to the black pearl. Let's start with some smaller wooden-based objects and just test this thing out and see how it lights those things on fire. And then we'll go to the black pearl, which will probably crash our game, or at least give us a frame rate that we can't really work with anymore. But that's kind of the fun of pushing the limits of the game. All right, but first, let me show you how this thing works. So we got our basic hover mode, which it's slightly positively, like a positive hover. It's not like perfect, but this is really just for destructive purposes. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. But if we want to go down, if I press the down button, it'll actually just turn those off. And I can hold it to just go all the way down, or I could just tap it. And that's just using a simple logic gate underneath. So these are going to be pretty much always on at all times, just to keep us relatively neutral in the air. And then, of course, we just have full control. The only thrusters that do not have a congruent flamethrower is the yaw, because it's just going to be sideways, and it's not really going to do much, and I didn't really have a lot of room to put the flamethrowers for sideways anyway. So there's no flames that go along with the sideways yaw. But as you can see, if I tilt that way, we have the flamethrower, we have another flamethrower, we got front and back, which are also flamethrowers. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. And what I noticed, which is kind of interesting, is you can see like, there's like streams of fire that come out. And I wasn't really expecting that because when you're stationary, here, let's go back down to the ground here. When you're stationary, or at least more stationary, you can see the length of the flamethrower is pretty long. But as they're like in motion, you can see that the length is no longer that length. It kind of just, the length starts trailing off instead of staying constant. So it looks like the length of the flamethrower is just different than when it's a static flamethrower. But you can see it just shoots off fireballs in all the directions, which is not what I was planning on, but it looks cool nonetheless. And yeah, we got pretty much full control over this thing. And it's just a fiery goodness. Fiery goodness all around. So I am ready to light things on fire. I wish we could, imagine if you could light the actual trees in the world on fire. You could just like, whoa, hold on a second here. Something's broken. Something's broken. Wait. What just? My buttons are flammable. Look under. I was like, why isn't my button working anymore? The logic gates and the buttons are flammable. Okay, that's gonna be an issue. Actually, I think I should be able to encase them. Hold on. I think if I encase them, I'm glad I saved this. I think if I encase them, though, the fire doesn't actually get to them. I'm just gonna put a layer of glass right there, and I hope that the fire can't get in between, like, the corner, like the little corner right there. But let's do a test now, see if our buttons and switches will survive this. All right, and now let's do some spinning and stuff. Hopefully we'll fly into our own flames, and we should retain control as we do this. Yeah, we're definitely letting ourselves... Oh, I'm on fire now. My character is actually on fire. So there's no... Uh-oh. It happened again. It totally happened again. This is bad. This is really bad. Wait. Yep, you can see they got on fire. All right, so we're gonna have to be really careful, apparently, because buttons and switches are flammable, and this flying craft is made of fire. This is a terrible idea. All right, so let's find some things to spawn in and light on fire with our craft. How about the flying pizza? This is made of wood, right? Is that wood? Yeah, that's wood. The crust isn't wood, but we need to heat up some pizza. So if you ever have cold pizza and you want to heat it up, just grab your Fireflyer. Oh, this is the broken Fireflyer. All right, so we're just gonna nice and slowly just hover on over the pizza. There we go. Just gonna light it on fire there. All right, oh, that's effective. That's effective. It's already been destroyed. Pretty much completely destroyed already. All right, it works. It works. Let's see what kind of destruction we can do to some other things. This is basically like a fire destruction video. Ooh, how about this? When the bombs first came out, I attached them to this plane here, and I think this plane is made out of pretty much mostly cardboard. So, and bombs. So not only should we be able to light it on fire, but we should be able to blow this thing up. So let's see if this works the way I'm hoping it's gonna work. All right, Fireflyer activate. Let's commence ignition mode. Okay. All right. Uh-oh. Don't light myself on fire. All right. At any moment now, this plane could just explode. The wings have already been destroyed. Look at that. Uh-oh. All right. Now the spud guns are starting to shoot. Oh, boy. I want to make sure I have it in view whenever... Oh, the fire's actually starting... Oh, no. It's spreading. We almost cut the plane. Oh, there we go. There, and we're upside down. That was actually pretty satisfying. We cut the plane, we got the whole tail off the plane. The whole cockpit is just gone. All right, well, before we start creating too much more of a mess in this world, I think it's about time we go for the big one. We go for the Black Pearl. We're gonna see how much destruction we can do to the Black Pearl before our game dies. And here it is. This thing is absolutely massive. I wonder if the helium blocks are flammable. I guess we'll find out. If the sails aren't flammable, that'll be slightly disappointing. But let's start with the flag up here. Actually, the whole thing's just probably gonna... Yeah, the fire's going all the way down to the ground. Here, let me get rid of my HUD there. All right. Oh boy. Oh, I'm having trouble controlling it already. Oh, look at that. It's actually pretty cool. Seeing all the individual fires taking hold, and the flag especially on the top. I'm having a lot of trouble right now controlling this thing. All right, let's just, oh, there goes the sail. I just took the sail with me. I don't know how that just happened. I'm on fire. Okay, all right, we're gonna have to get out of here. We're gonna have to detach ourselves from this sail. I can't believe that just happened. All right, there goes the sail. We'll leave the sail there. I'm gonna have to spawn another one of these things in, but you can already see the frames are tanking. I'm at 13 frames right now. Oh, what happened to all the fires? Did all the fires just die out? Is this ship tipping over? Oh. All right, let's hurry up and spawn in another flyer. Flyer is spawned in. Like, oh, there goes the ship. The ship is tipping over. We've taken down the Black Pearl. It's almost gonna fall on me here. All right, let's activate ourselves. Let's get up in the air. Oh, it is so laggy. We haven't really done that much damage yet. We took out like a single mast. That's it. Look at how laggy this is. Why is it so laggy? Like, are there still scripts running? I don't know what. I thought we would do more damage before this happened. All right, well, let's keep trying. I mean, we might as well just go until, like, the game can't even go anymore, and it's not going very well, but it's going. Uh-oh. I'm having some issues. Even my own flamethrowers aren't showing up anymore. So now, one thing I did find out in my testing is fire does not seem to actually penetrate. So even though you'll see the flames penetrate a wall, it won't actually catch fire on the other side of the wall, despite the actual flames going in that direction. All right, why am I in this bush here? Can we get a look at what's happening right now? All right, this. Oh, look at all the explosions happening. The whole bottom is starting to catch fire. I'm on fire. Everything's on fire. I'm surprised my game hasn't even crashed yet. It should be getting worse and worse. But I'm still around like 3 to 1 frames. And as you can see, the destruction is so severe that not only does the creation get destroyed, but the gameplay itself gets destroyed. So I think that we've built something that we should be proud of. And man, the explosions are still happening. Do you hear that stuff going on? Here, actually, let's back up here. Let's see if we can get a bigger view of what is actually happening. Now that this sail is gonna collapse. You see this sail up here? The base of it. How did the base of it catch on fire, but it hasn't even collapsed yet? All right. Oh, you know what I could do? And I might do. I don't know if this is going to keep staying on fire or not, but because I have such low frames, I could time-lapse this. If I just stay very still and then wait for the fire to either burn out or destroy the ship, then when it's sped up, it'll look fine. So I think I might actually do that. So I'm just going to sit here, and we'll see what the final result is. to the end of the time lapse, ladies and gentlemen. I let this thing actually run for about 45 minutes. I just left it running, and now my computer is also on fire, so you're welcome. No, I'm just kidding. My computer's actually not on fire, but I'm sure it's heating up pretty bad. So I think it's about time to wrap up this video. Let me know what you guys think of the flamethrower, the Fireflyer. I forgot what I called it for a second. It's been so long. No, but seriously, I have 0 frames now. It's like 1 frame every 5 to 6 seconds, as you can see. This is real time. I'm moving my mouse around. I'm trying to do things. Oh, there we go. There's a frame. It's even worse than I said. It's like more than 5 seconds almost. Anyway, so I hope it looked good, and I do want to take this opportunity to thank the Patreon supporters and people who have joined as members of the channel. I very, very rarely ever ask for support like that, so the fact that you guys keep showing support month to month is always surprising to me and very, very appreciated. So thank you all for volunteering to do that. I wanted to give you guys some recognition in a video rather than just at the end screen like I normally do. But thanks again, and thanks to everybody who's been watching the videos and being a subscriber on this channel. We're coming up to the end of the year now. I was hoping to get to 250, but I think we're going to be cutting it close. So if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Let's see if we can get 250 by the end of the year. All right, anyway, this has been ScrapMan, and I'll see you next time. Bye.